Welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite reality TV dating show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena
and Julia, and today we are going to talk about the 6th episode of Bachelor in Paradise. This is a very pivotal episode, right? This is a big deal. Today we are going to be discussing, 2 rose ceremonies, gambling with roses and chips, and a little bit of blackmail. So we're excited. There was a lot to unpack today. And yeah, let's get it going. What do we have on the docket today, Raina?
Yeah, so we are, guys, this is going to sound a little funny. We are going back into our old format where we are more going in the chronological order of the episode. However, we are going to also focus on those 4 things that Julia mentioned as well. So we start out in this episode and we finally get to see the rose ceremony that they cut out of last week's episode.
Yeah.
So that was really nice to start out with that, to find out, unfortunately, who went home. And we do see that Keith chooses Kathy, which was a little surprising because he showed a lot of interest in Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was happy. I was like, yes, I want this for Kathy.
Yes.
She deserves it. Not that Nancy doesn't, but like Kathy has put in the time and they've really gotten to know each other. So it would have been sad for him to like choose the hot new bombshell or whatever.
Yeah.
Over someone who he's like really gotten to know. So it's always nice to see that.
So that was definitely nice. And of course, it was sad, though, to see Nancy go home. She did just get there, so she didn't really have a lot of time. But she goes home. Natasha goes home. Natasha's like a friend of our podcast, so she keeps mentioning stories. Natasha, you're going to find your man. It just wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
I love
it. So
life.
I just wish that they had more time for the Goldens. They came in on the 3rd episode.
Yes.
They didn't get an equal amount of people coming on.
They did not.
So that was a shame. I feel like she deserved more, but we don't know what is in her future. So best of luck, Natasha.
Yes, that is true.
And then another friend of our podcast.
I know.
Our April. And she was kind of holding out on Jonathan. She was like, maybe he'll return the favor.
Right? And he did not, of course. And no.
I don't think it even entered his brain to even do that. This man is not considerate in that way. We're learning. Very, very disappointed in that.
Yes, I think we're all learning that about him now. But yeah, it was sad to see April go home too, because she's so funny. She brings such just a fun, like quirky energy to the show, and just what she says too. It just makes me laugh, and it's fun to see and watch there. So unfortunately,
she's really living her life,
She is. She really is. And it's good for the show because, like we've talked about before, sometimes the young ones, they just get so serious about things that maybe it's like, look at it in perspective, which I know is hard. It's easy for like me to say at this point in my life, but the Goldens liven things up. They understand, they want to make connections, but it's a little different dynamic because they're not necessarily looking for someone to marry and have children and start a family.
And they're not scared their boss is watching or their mom is watching, Something that April said that I really loved, she's so positive. And I think that's like part of why she attracts so many viewers and like people just love her. She's so positive, and she was like, you know what, I came here for love and I got love. And they showed her getting like a big group hug. Like, that's right, it's not always romantic love that these people walk away with in Bachelor Nation, and that's kind of why it's such a big thing. Bachelor Nation is a huge network of people. It's we don't see that the same way on like other reality shows that have been on.
Yeah, we don't. I mean,
I don't know, but like
it depends on the show and the
depends, I guess. But this is just like such a long running,
and
it's interconnected thing.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just friends with your season mates. It's like you meet people across seasons, across shows, and you form connections. So
exactly.
Best of luck to her too.
Yeah. So then let's go over who actually got a rose too, because we definitely want to touch upon that as well. So obviously, we see that Bailey and Jeremy are still together. We're
Mhm.
going to learn more about that later on.
Mhm.
We see Brian and Parisa are still
Still
together.
together. We'll learn more about that one as well.
Yes. Let's see. We have Leslie and Gary.
That was a big surprise. I mean, I was like at the edge of my seat to hear who Gary would
Yes.
choose.
I'm
And once
happy.
again, happy for Leslie.
Yes, I think he chose the right person for him.
Yeah.
I
I
think that
mean,
worked out.
unfortunately, it was not going to be Natasha. That flame was put out pretty quickly.
Um,
But who was it? The other one, Nancy?
Nancy, yeah, because Nancy really liked
She
Gary
recommended.
too. So, once again, though, I'm sorry Nancy had to go home. She's also from Northern Virginia on the East Coast in the Mid-Atlantic area, and we
Good
have
area, good area.
so it's always fun to see, someone like it was with Joan, who had her own season of Golden Bachelorette. But we also have Kat and Dale, of course, who are still together, and no less drama with this week with them.
Yeah,
Wasn't really about them.
but
I'm a
a little
little
more settling, I think. A
yes.
little
Yeah.
touch of settling.
Mm-hmm.
She's
And
like, I know you kiss other people. That's fine. Anyways, it's like, Kat, it's not fine. But she's just over it because she's sick of hearing him
dead
gaslight her, I guess. I don't know.
deaded it. I thought it
Being
was
sick of
dead.
it. Oh, it's deaded. You're right, all right. It's finally deaded. Deaded.
And then we have Kim and Faith, which is awesome. Um, Kim finally gets a woman who's into him, and they live in
He
the
is
same state,
shining with
guys.
her.
Although Washington State's huge. I don't know if they're anywhere near each other, but how
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I was happy. I mean, honestly, like he hasn't really had a fair run. He's kind of not been following the roses very well. But finally we see him have a real connection and they have a very nice chat after the rose ceremony, like the next morning. They seem to really connect and find some good qualities in each other. So that's definitely one to watch, you know. Seems
Definitely.
like they're low drama and motivated. So that's
Yes.
good.
And then we have, of course, Jess and Spencer, still
Mhm.
locked in, still going strong from day one. It's been
Yeah.
you. And they're like, I feel like even though they're part of the younger cast, they're like the parents of the group because
Yes.
it's just, there's
They
no
are
drama yet.
no drama. I really want to see more of them though. They show like really short snippets and like I know that, you know, no drama is not like high for viewership, but I think the show's about love. So we want to see them fall in love. What are the deep conversations they're having? You know, how can that be a guide for future people, you know, who go on the show? Like I feel like they need to make sure they're also showing the positives.
Nice.
It's a
Yeah.
little frustrating that they don't get more screen time.
Yeah. Show us how it's done. That's
Yeah.
all we see.
But like they're low key the only couple I think is actually
I mean,
real. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we forgot Sean and Alicia.
Of
She's not in here.
course. I want to mention Alicia.
Yeah.
So Alicia, this is interesting. So she, as we know, had a thing for Dale, and he has a thing for her. Let's not forget this.
He looked so jealous when she kissed Sean when he gave her the rose.
Guys, we're going to see this pop up again, especially because foreshadowing, Jesse does say at the end, in the other rose ceremony at the end of the episode, that basically there's some of you that have had interest in those you're not partnered with.
Yes, good point.
So let's see what.
Jesse had a lot of bombs. He had a lot of airtime. This one, he had
Hey,
a lot of bombs
Jesse!
dropped, but it was. I don't know. I have so many thoughts on this new format, but as you said, we're going chronological, so let's just get there when we get there.
Yeah, Alicia, I think Sean's way more into her than she's into him. I think she appreciates him, and
100%.
logically, she understands why he's a great choice and she does like him, but she's
Uh-huh.
still holding out hope for Dale. She like cannot let go of Dale.
Yeah.
So that is going to be something for sure. And then we also have Leia and Jonathan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Alex.
Match. She was like, we got a little friend flirting or something.
Hmm.
I said last episode that I did not see it.
Yeah.
And we're entering this episode as like, oh, okay, maybe they are digging each other. She's feeling it. They
Mhm.
seem to have some good talks, right? Let's see.
But
Anyways,
we love Leia. I wanted
I
love.
don't know.
Was excited, but I think maybe if she'd come on sooner, it would have benefited her more, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Based on the guys that were on there, I don't know. But, you know, there's still time in another season or just outside
Not
Bachelor.
in this season though,
I know.
but they're kind of stuck. Yeah, again, we'll get to that. But like, okay, so then I think this is the point where Jesse comes in, right? And
Yes. So
everything changes.
everything dramatic. Jesse says everything is about to
About to
change.
change.
So Jesse goes on to basically explain the format of the show is changing. Guys, this is turning into a competition show that is similar to shows like Love Island, where the
Perfect
couple
match too,
wins,
kind of similar.
big match, several other shows where at the end, if you're the couple at the end, you win money. So the couple at the end of this, after going through several challenges, will be the one who could win $500,000, half a million, he says, because obviously that sounds more like, oh my gosh, than 500,000.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so the nut,
But like the trick is though that there are no new people coming on. So you're stuck with your current match, kind of.
yeah, as far
I
as we
mean,
know, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, unless there's like a major shift. But the other interesting thing is that there's like, wait, so like they, for the second rose ceremony, they didn't really give out a bunch of roses, right?
Didn't. It
It
was
was just Bailey.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was
And
Bailey.
like, ugh, I don't know. I have so much to say about that, but I'm gonna hold it. So now we're doing our first compatibility challenge of the day. It's really the only one, right?
This is the
Only
only
good challenge.
relationship test that they're going to do. And this is just part of like several relationship tests that are going to occur for the rest of this season. And these are the challenges. So the couples basically have very little time to get together and learn about each other. These are basic things
Crash
like
courses.
favorite
Yeah.
color, favorite,
Yeah.
like favorite
Which
food.
I bet Parisa is staring at Brian like, don't you wish I asked you about your favorite color now? Like, I wish she had said something like that. Like, oh, this would have come in handy for that challenge. Like, I wish she had just hit him with that at the end of the challenge
Yeah.
because they definitely could have used some conversations. Anyway, sorry, continue,
Like
Arena.
at
What
the
else?
bottom.
What
Um,
did the entail?
So everyone tries to learn a lot about each other. And then Jesse explains that they're going to do something that is like a gambling, like type of competition where basically he's going to, well, first of all, everyone takes these little quizzes. They have to provide a number as an answer to a question. And then when Jesse comes on and starts the game, every couple comes up and there are chips on the table. And there's a circle that says high and a circle that says low. Jesse asks a question. For example, with Bailey and Jeremy, he says, Bailey has spent like $375 on a partner's gift before. Is basically, is this
Higher.
higher?
Has she-
Like,
yeah.
she spent more than that or lower than that?
What's the truth? Is it higher or lower? Yeah.
And then Jeremy has to figure out by putting a chip on whatever he thinks is the right.
Betting however much, like they get chips, and then yeah, so it's really good. Honestly, I thought it was a great
I loved
game.
it.
It was
Yeah.
very fun to guess. Some of them were really obvious, and like some of the people got them wrong. I felt you could tell a lot of couples like really knew each other or like had the right vibe to just know. It's not so much like what details do I know about this person. It's more like, do I know how they think? Like looking at Bailey, she's an influencer. She's glam, she has money. Like, of course she's going to spend more than 350 on her partner at some point. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not that person. I've done that on my, my partner, but like, anyways, it's just like, the person, you can guess. You don't really need to like, and that's the compatibility thing. So I thought it was a really cool uh activity. I liked it.
That's such a good point. I agree because it's more than just the details, like what's your favorite color? It's more
Yeah.
than that, like you're saying, it's do you really know this person? Because without even really actually knowing the answer, you can figure it out if you really know them.
Yeah.
You know how they're going to respond. So I really did like that. And that also brings me to there was a question with Brian and Parisa where I think Jesse asked a question like, would Parisa spend, higher or
More
lower
than, yeah,
50,000
58,000 on a wedding.
on a wedding? And I was like, dude, it's higher. Like, how do you not know this? And he's like, lower. And it's like, huh? Like,
It was so frustrating
so
watching some of the couples just crash and burn. Like Brian and Prince ended up with 4 chips,
bad.
whereas the winners, I mean, Bailey and Jeremy, we'll talk about that. All
Yeah.
right, so they were winning at 18. They were tied with Gary and Leslie. This was like the end, like boom, like let's go.
Mhm.
So they were tied at 18. And then Jeremy, which I thought was baller. I looked at that and I was like, this man, that's, he's got a good head on his shoulders. It's something my husband would do. Like you get money, it's honestly, it's not crazy. I would have done the same thing. Jeremy's
On
just like
Wall Street
scared to
too.
spend the money.
He's like finance.
Yeah.
So that makes
So
sense.
like he had 18 chips and the question was, does Bailey, I don't even remember what the question was, but it was something really like, it was a good question because it does reflect on her, but it was also pretty obvious. Actually, was it that one with the money?
Maybe it was that one? Or was that the
Anyways,
second last one? I can't remember.
I don't remember what the actual question was. But he bet it all. He put 18 on higher and he was right. So they ended up with 36 chips, blew the game out of the water. Like they definitely won. Then next,
Oh,
Gary and Leslie.
was
Gary did not understand the assignment. He
so
was trying to be baller like Jeremy, right? Like
hard.
he just wanted to be cool. He
But it
bet
was,
half of his chips, 9 chips. And do you remember the question, Arena?
oh my gosh. I
I remember
don't
it.
remember the question, but it was obvious what it was supposed to be, what the answer was. And what do
Yeah.
you remember it?
Yes. The question for Leslie, does Leslie think that you should have, how much sex per week should you have with your partner? What does Leslie think? Is it higher or lower than 5 times a week? Do you really think a woman probably past menopause age is expecting more than 5 times a week? He put 9 chips on higher, knocked himself down to 9, and now they're in the bottom 3.
So does not
Embarrassed.
make sense. I love Gary, but like, first of all,
He was
betting
already
9 chips,
winning.
what was that going to do? You're still going to be in second place.
He just
If
wanted to
you
be
put
cool like
one down,
Jeremy. He
you would have
didn't get it.
tied for second place and you would have been safe. If you put one down and lost a point, then you would have just been 17 and then you probably would have been third. Or like,
Yeah.
because it
You would
just,
have been
oh
safe.
my gosh.
It's just like he wanted to be cool and
He
like
did. And he
it was
screwed them
embarrassing.
up. He
He fumbled
screwed
that.
up. Like,
When she was like, "What are you doing?" Everyone was like, it was like
oh,
silence.
everyone, literally everyone
What is wrong with you? And to
there was.
bet it on that question, I mean, he could have easily put them all on lower because that's like, think, Gary, think.
But
I
then,
would
like,
never have bet money that a woman of her age would want to have sex more than 5 times a week. No offense. Can't imagine anyone, really.
at a
I'm
certain
just
point,
kidding. But
like,
like,
I just don't. It didn't make any sense because it wasn't going to make a difference either. It just like wasn't going to make a difference to double it or bet half of it or anything. Just sticking with one chip,
1 coin. And
one.
then you walk away second, third place,
Yeah, who cares?
Like
You're safe.
that's baller. Not
Yes.
risking it all.
Oh my
So stupid.
gosh.
Anyways,
Poor
thank
Gary.
God we're not in Vegas with Gary. Like
Right? Poor Gary. Yeah. He made a joke about that too later on. It was so funny. Where he
yeah.
was like, when he was leaving with Leslie, and he's like, yeah, like, what I don't know how he put it, but it was basically like, no one's gonna come with me to Vegas. Music stops
No,
in the
this is me in
background.
Vegas.
So like
Yeah.
he understood and made light of it a little. And I know that Leslie
Yeah, he
was
regretted it.
annoyed, but she understood like mistakes happen.
She
But
was
she was,
nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
she was,
but
so you know though.
yeah.
It's
It was
not,
just unfortunate because they could have been safe and
they deserve to stay
now
there.
they were fighting for their lives. They had to. So the winners, as we mentioned already, was Bailey and Jeremy, which, like, so rightly so. I mean, they
Yeah.
may not have, I may not think he's the best,
Yeah,
most committed partner,
we
but
don't.
they clearly get along.
Yes.
They talk.
Mm-hmm.
They enjoy each other's company. They have learned
Welcome.
each other. There's no denying they have some connection. It's unfortunate that we know what he said behind closed doors about Susie, but like, it was Bailey. And I think it was a good reminder that like they do have some connection.
Yes.
And he's a smart guy. Like he knew when to, ride it high. So
Yeah, so they won and they were safe, but then the bottom three couples were Kim and Faith, Brian and Parisa, and of course, as we already mentioned, Gary and Leslie. So now we find that this new competition format of the show is that the woman in the couple this week, because women were going to give out the roses,
yeah, it will alternate.
format. Yeah. So Jeremy and Bailey, like you mentioned, Bailey will be the one to give out a rose to two of the three bottom like women in the competition. And then obviously those women would give a rose to their couple, their guy.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is that we have Kim and Faith, we have Brian and Parisa, which we see more of Brian talking to Jeremy about staying. And then we see Gary and Leslie basically pleading their case to
Yeah.
Bailey that please let us stay. And even Gary is saying, hey, you scratch our back, we scratch ours. We'll be here. We'll support you. We'll have your back during this time. And then Kim and Faith are basically like, we really still want to get to know each other. We barely had any time to do that. And we want this opportunity. And then we have Parisa and Brian. Parisa is good friends with Bailey. They were on the same season, Grant season of The Bachelor. So they're tight. And I'm sure she's like a good friend with Bailey. And then we have Jeremy and we have Brian, who we know
It,
their history from.
it like bothered me that Jeremy kept saying like it's our decision. We need to choose. I was like, boy, it's Bailey's decision. She does not, whatever. Who cares?
That's Jeremy. That's Jeremy all over.
Mhm.
And yeah, and so they talk, and basically, Bailey gets to the rose ceremony. It's her time now to give out the roses, and she gives a rose to Faith, who then in turn gives it to Kim.
Yeah.
And she gives a rose to Parisa, who in turn gives it to Brian, even though they are on a rocky, they are not stable right now. This is not good. And honestly, I don't think they should have stayed, but we'll get
But
to.
I do think it was a smart move because
Yeah.
it keeps the friendship with Parisa and Bailey.
Yeah.
And B, like it really was smart because Leslie and Gary were not a weak couple. They were top three.
Yeah.
They had a fluke. They actually are huge competition. Brian and Parisa are not huge competition. They are not doing well. So I think that it was smart. It was strategic. I think Faith and Kim also not very strong. They barely know each other. So like honestly, props to Bailey. I'm gonna give her flowers for that one. I think she did a really smart choice.
It was strategic. I agree with
Yeah,
that. My heart, I wanted Leslie and Gary there, but it
I
was
know.
the right decision if you want to win the game, of
I
course, like you're
know.
saying. And
I
um,
I have a huge problem though with the bottom three thing.
uh-huh.
Remind me, I don't remember how they actually executed it. Was it like the girl got a rose and then picked a guy, or was it the two girls got a rose and then they picked the two guys? I think
Yeah,
it was
so
the
one
latter,
by
right?
one, she gave the rose to Faith and Parisa, and then
Right.
when Faith then gave it to Kim, and then
Right,
Parisa.
and then they gave the roses. But see, my issue is that it was they literally said goodbye to Gary and Leslie before they gave the roses. It's like, okay, they're gone,
Well, no,
right?
they didn't. No, they did it during, I think, at the top. Like she called up Leslie after Faith, and
Yeah,
everyone thought, "Oh, Leslie's gonna get it," and then she
right.
was like, "I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't."
Yeah. But then she and Gary left, right?
Yes, and then
Yeah,
they finished up with Parisa and Brian.
right. But that's what makes me upset. I feel like they could have done something kind of cool there. I mean, there is, if they had waited and just kept all 6 people up there, there could have been a chance that Parisa gave a rose to Gary. You
Mhm.
know, they could have really mixed things up. Like that would actually have,
Interesting.
maybe she would have gotten rid of Brian at least. Like I just feel like that would have been cooler and like more suspenseful. Just like mix it up more. Like there's literally no room for change in this new setup. It's like,
Yep.
okay, you're stuck with your person. And
Mhm.
then like the two are automatically gone. Okay, so what? I'm gonna steal my friend's dude right now, or I can save this guy and get rid of my dead weight guy. You
Yeah.
know?
That is a good
Insane.
point, and
I think that's how it should have gone down.
it's like with another reality TV dating show I won't mention on Peacock, they allow you to switch it up for a while towards the end, and then it's like locked in. And so
Mm.
I understand why you would say that because it does make sense. It would switch it up, and it basically feels a little boring now because now it feels like
It's
people
like
have
you
stuck
don't know. It's like
together.
you know who's going to be with who.
Yeah, but then again, we don't know because things have changed with this competition format if they are going to allow people to switch it up, especially since Jesse mentioned that whole
Maybe.
thing with
Yeah.
relationship
I'm
tasks,
hoping.
and then also with Parisa, even if she had the opportunity, she would stuck with Brian.
I know,
He's a
but at least like
professional.
have a choice a little bit,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we know really when I look at Parisa and Brian, I see a girl who is questioning, does he like me? Does he like me? And once again, really the question, Parisa, is do you like him?
Yes,
She doesn't like
yes.
him anymore. He's horrible.
He
She's
is.
over him.
They don't
He's over
fit.
here like, why don't you like me? And he's like, you compliment me too much. Build a bridge and get over it, Brian. That's
And
called
that's the thing.
liking
Like,
someone.
some people, they're like that. I'm not one of those people, but some people are like that, and that's okay that they feel that way. But then it doesn't
Yeah.
click. It doesn't go
Yeah,
with
you're just
someone who likes
not
to give out compliments.
right.
The love languages are
Mhm.
not matching. He is not words of
So
affirmation.
true. Yeah.
Teresa is words of affirmation, and he gets mean about it. Some people they may say,
Does.
"Oh, I don't like that." That's okay, and that's okay. He's mean about it too. On top of the fact that their love languages don't
Yeah.
match, he's mean about it, and it's
Yep.
uncalled for. And this actually, I don't like to say that I see why people aren't with someone. I don't like saying that because you never really know what it is, and it's not good to
Yeah.
judge and all that. However, we're in this show, right? We're recapping it. We're evaluating these people. And
Mhm.
I kind of see maybe this is part of, not being in a committed relationship for long term on his end.
Mhm.
Anything can happen, of course. But I feel like it's just it's just a time bomb waiting to explode. And obviously we know with the teaser of episode 7, some things are gonna go down.
Mhm.
And Brian comes off as, even though I like that he did this for Bailey's purposes, I love Bailey, he is definitely going against bro code. He's not great with Parisa, so he's not making a lot of friends here.
Yeah. Like, do
Said
you
Bailey.
think he's gonna try and swerve to Bailey then?
Maybe this
Kind
is
of
what he's
seems like.
setting up. He's going to make a play for her when they
Yeah.
get to that point where they can switch it up or talk about who else they're interested in.
Yeah, because like
He wants the
so
money.
they show that preview of next week, the compatibility challenge is like very deep stuff, I think. And he and Bailey connected on it. So I don't know, shit is gonna go down. And you
So
know, I again though, like I don't hate it. Like we gotta give
excited.
everybody a chance. Like maybe they are a better match. I don't know. But you know who we haven't talked about? Leia and Jonathan. Brought it up earlier. We have to
Ooh.
recap that. Oh
Mhm.
my God, Jonathan.
Like,
Again, we want to root for you,
we
dude.
want, but we cannot. I'm
You have
sorry.
no game. It's looking bad. You're swerving. You're falling off the tracks.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Jonathan does not look like and we were talking about this before we recorded it, guys. He does not look like he has tried in this season to find love. Everything has just been, it's like he's not even putting the effort in. Everything has just been so like, and I would even say being like worse than,
He's
just like,
actively hurting women. Like
yes,
he's by, you know, not communicating with them or leading them on, saying one thing to one person, another thing to another. And I'm
Gaslighting.
sorry, I'm going to call him out. He told Kat, oh, we're just friends about him and Leia
Mhm.
because there's something in him that thinks Kat still could give him a chance.
Mhm. And he's always rose
Rose
hunting.
hunting. He just doesn't want, like, she was like, oh, so things are going good with Leia. He's like, nah, it's not going anywhere. I just keep, missing out. It's like, no, you keep like intentionally
Mhm.
swerving women.
Yeah. And he's
He
still
actually put a
saying,
post up and he
did
was
he?
like, he's like, I know I friend zoned a lot of girls, but like, I was also friend zoned too. And I was in a bad mental state. I shouldn't have gone on the show. I was in a bad mental state. And it's like, okay, Jonathan, I mean, sure. Okay. Obviously, we want to like support you if that's true, but it doesn't explain everything. The bad mental state, like, I mean,
Repeatedly.
okay, yeah, then well, we can still be upset with you for going on the show in that state.
And I will say this, even when you're in a bad mental state, and I don't, everyone's different, but are you going to do the same thing over and over and over and over again? If that's not who you truly are, deep down at your core? I understand things happen. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
We all do things that aren't the best at some point in our lives, especially
Just
when
like
we're
no
younger.
understanding.
We don't
Yeah.
we don't we don't navigate things the best.
And
Okay.
like, what is the mental state? Like maybe a little bit more transparency
You
would
have to
get
get
you
to
back
that
on our
state.
sides. Like I am not saying he needs to like share everything, but don't expect the public to just be okay with you by throwing bad mental state out there. Either take accountability or truly open up. But it's just hard to like just be like, oh, okay, he was in a bad mental state when like it really just seemed like you didn't like anyone on the
Yeah.
show and you just wanted attention.
Yeah.
Even with April, it's like she put herself out there like
Mhm.
as a friend saving
Mhm.
him. And
Mhm.
I don't think that he even thought for 1 second to give her a
Nope.
rose, even though that would have been so kind and
Mhm.
thoughtful,
Mhm.
especially when he already was thinking he wasn't into Leia. But giving her the rose was leading her on.
Mhm.
So he chose that avenue.
Yeah.
Just not being thoughtful, and it's really disappointing. I hope, Jonathan, that now you are learning and that you are getting mental help for your bad mental state.
Yes. But like you said, that's a general statement.
Hmm.
And then if you're going to make a general statement like that publicly on socials, like we said, you don't need to tell us everything. I don't want to know everything, but maybe give a little something to back that up so that it's not just like I was in a bad mental state. We a lot of people could say they're in a bad mental state. That can mean many things. So
Yeah.
I just feel as though he's just I think it's part of who he is too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I just and you know what? That could be something that with maturity as he gets older is not him, but right
With
now,
the right person,
yeah,
you know?
he's the type and there are some this is what I think in life. There are some people who they may not navigate very well with relationships, but when they meet the right person, then it's totally different and they're amazing with that person. And then I
Yeah.
think there are some people that just don't navigate any relationship very well and they suck. And then there's other people that are kind of like deep down they're good people and they try their best and sometimes things don't work out, but in general, they're okay with navigating. Maybe there's one or two people in the past that it didn't go well, but in general, they're better at it, right? They're more empathetic.
Yeah.
Who's Jonathan?
I agree. Yeah.
And not to
Figuring
judge in
things
that way,
out.
but like don't come on TV and
Yeah. And don't like play
like
with these girls' hearts. Like
yes,
Leia, she's done the work, she has been working on her, she's like thriving in her personal life. She
yes.
deserves better. And like, honestly, she could have met someone else or she could be home meeting other people. But now she's on this show tied to this guy where there's no romantic connection anymore. And honestly, he was her friend. As a friend, you would expect more too. It's not like they just met, they
Yes.
were friends.
Yes, that's what makes it worse.
It's
That's why
it's sad because like that's how you treat your friends. You couldn't have just been like, "Hey, Leia, like we came in here friends. Like I'm still kind of feeling friend vibes." That's all he had to say. That's it.
that's all. There was no one else for her to choose really. on the younger cast, so
No
she
one
may have
else.
just gone with him anyways. But
That's
like,
the
it
thing.
just communication and honesty would have served him better. And I don't want to go back to the past, but also the way things were, the way they ended with Jill was just horrific. The way he tried to play the victim and get emotional, fake emotional, and everything. And then who else? There was someone else that he acted
Um,
emotional with, but
who
it
was
was like
it?
acting. It just
It
I
was
don't
in the
like it.
beginning.
Yeah, there was someone. See, this is
Oh, Alex. Alex.
yes, it was Alex where they came together and she was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling Andrew more like I think I want to, and he's like, "Okay, okay." At first he's like,
Yeah.
"Okay." And then he's like, "Okay, if you want to." And
It's
it's like,
fine.
"What?" Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So
It just
anyways,
all has felt very honestly
control.
calculated.
Yes. Yes.
Again, I think that he probably wouldn't have said that they were just friends if he wasn't talking to Kat.
Yes.
But Kat is someone that he's like actually into.
Yeah.
So he wants to keep the door open to her.
Oh, and we didn't forget, speaking with Kat, he has also tried to sabotage Dale and Kat.
Yeah. Like he's actually playing for someone. He
He's
is.
saying, yeah. This is
But
the game.
it's not the right person.
Yeah. So maybe he'll be good.
Again, she's
At,
actually been clear to him. It's friends,
yes.
you know?
Yes. But he's playing a
Mhm.
game. He's been playing a game the whole time. And maybe this is like the competition aspect will be good for him because that's how he's
Yeah.
rolling. So,
Well,
anyhow,
let's end this on the mic drop. What does Leia say to him at the rose
love
ceremony?
it. So, Leia comes down. It's time for her to
The
give her.
rose.
We know it's going to be Jonathan. She says, Jonathan.
There's like
He
no one
comes
else.
down. She said, she gives it to him. She says, "You're welcome."
And
Turns
then
away, walks off. The girl standing there, like,
everyone is like, yes. That was so boss. I love Leia. Oh my
thank
God.
you, Leia.
I'm
You,
so proud of her because also like we didn't really go into it, but like she obviously heard from Kat immediately is what
Mhm.
Jonathan's saying. She was mad. Everyone got heated.
Mhm.
All the women hate him now. Like that was so perfect. And again, like there's just no room for like change. But you're right. Maybe next week they will actually let them choose new partners or something.
Mhm.
Um, but or maybe it would be cool if like the top couple or like I guess the man like chose the new matches or something like a few new matches that would be cool.
That would
That would
be.
be cool, but again, I don't know what's going to happen. It's so up in the air with this show. At least when you watch Love Island or Perfect Match, like you know how it goes.
Mhm.
This show, it's just like every week it's something new.
Yeah. And you know what? I was thinking too,
Hmm.
like kind of with the other shows. What do you think it would be like if they actually did this show live? Not like live, but they actually filmed it in real time as we're watching it like a Love Island. Would that change the dynamic? And I mean, it would, but like, would that be better? Because I
Yeah.
don't know. There's something to say about that where you really don't know what's going to happen because it's happening at that time. And I don't know. I just, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think I knew that Love Island was like live.
Well, I mean, they film in Fiji, so it's their hours, like
Mhm.
away from like the US and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like people can watch it as it's happening. So
Okay.
towards the end, people can vote for their favorite couple.
True, true. Oh yeah, like it's not like months later that
Yeah.
we're true.
Uh,
Man, I don't know. I just
I don't know. We'll
I
see.
don't know what to make of this season. I do like it, but it's like now I feel like it's a whole new show to dissect. Like I just don't know what's happening. So
It is a new
I
show.
don't know. We'll see.
It's like Bachelor impaired or Bachelor pad-esque, apparently.
You know what? We should look into that because I
Yeah,
never watched that show.
there.
You're
But it's
right. That's
cool.
what Jesse said. He's like, this is very much like Bachelor Pad.
Mhm.
And I was like, what?
Our homework, guys. We're gonna check out Bachelor Pad on Hulu. And see.
Honestly, like I'm on bed rest right now.
Oh,
Pregnancy, dude. I can't walk, everyone. It's the relaxing hormone. Okay, so I'm on bed rest. So maybe I'll watch Bachelor Pad. I need new shows.
Yeah, and then I'll try to watch. My kids are starting school, so it's a little hard, but I'm gonna try and watch at least one episode, maybe
Yeah, at
two.
least get the gist of it. I
Yeah,
can
and we'll
summarize it
talk about
too. That'll
it.
be my homework this week. I'll summarize it for the viewers next week on their
Yeah.
podcast.
But essentially, everything else, all the other couples seem to be going well. I love seeing Alex and Andrew. They're having a great time.
They are
He
really
spoke
cute.
French to her when he gave her a rose at the
She knows French.
ceremony. Yeah, because
Mhm.
she's Canadian, so you
Yeah.
have to learn French. But it was so cute because he said it so poorly. And Jesse's Canadian too, so he was like, "What language was that?" And I was like, it's
That's cute.
French. She knew what he was trying to say, so that was nice. But when she gave him the rose in the second rose ceremony, she spoke French obviously perfectly, and he was like, "Oui."
Yeah.
So
That was cute. Yeah.
I love
I'm
they did,
liking them.
yeah,
Jess and Spencer,
stuff.
Kim and Faith,
Yeah, I
Kathy
love
and Keith.
yes,
They
Kathy and
came
Keith and
out
Sophie.
of the woodworks. And then I guess we'll see how things go with Alicia and Sean, but my hopes are not high for them because I think she has wandering eyes.
Yes, she does. She wants something else, and poor Sean though, because Sean
Yeah.
is really into her, and he did actually
I
want.
just wish he and Leia had started off, but
But I just didn't see it with them. I don't
yeah.
just wasn't I think Alicia is very much Sean's type. I don't know. But I don't know. You never know. Anything could happen. So maybe
Yeah.
there will be a recoupling, as they say in another show. And maybe things will get crazy. Maybe
Dramatic.
Kat will end up with Jonathan, at least for the competition, and
My
maybe
God.
Dale will get with Alicia, and then Leia will have to end up with Sean, or maybe Leia will end up with Dale. Although I don't want
And
to
then
love that.
Brian and Bailey, Jeremy and Parisa.
Oh my gosh!
Honestly, like mix it all up and throw it back at the
Oh,
like. Let's just start over.
let's see what happens. We
I
don't know.
know.
But Kim and Faith
Yeah.
need to stay together, and Keith and Kathy. So the Goldens need to stay
And Spencer and
in
Jess.
their relationship. The youngins, they need a flip. They need a
Not Spencer and Jess, though.
yes, not
They can
Justin
stay.
Spencer and not
Mom
Alex.
and dad. They're mom and dad levels. They
Yes,
stay.
not Alex and Andrew. Those
Yeah.
two couples don't touch those, but everyone else.
Yeah.
Everyone else could probably use a little switch up.
Mhm.
Well,
Alrighty.
that's
Well,
about
that
it.
was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
So we have we're on episode 6, guys. So I need to look this up. The last time I checked, I wasn't sure how many episodes they're gonna have this season, but
oh, I
generally,
looked it up. 10. So we're like
oh, I was about
3
to say
weeks
the 10.
out, guys. Like, yeah.
Okay. So September, probably Labor Day, is when we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, wow, guys, we're almost there. We're more than halfway through this season of Bachelor in Paradise. New format, season 10, 2025. Let's see what happens. And as always, thank you all for listening and watching. And of course, rate us 5 stars. Tell your friends and family. Tell people you know who love Bachelor and just reality TV dating shows because it's really
Mhm.
popular right now. And Love Island's off, guys. So what else do you have in this type of format? This type of format.
Yeah. And again,
Uh,
these episodes are long, guys. You need a shorter recap to listen to.
yeah,
Save
yeah,
time.
you're welcome.
Time is money. You're welcome.
Yes.
All
All
right,
right.
guys. Well, we will see you next week. And we can't wait to talk about what happens next week.
All
More stuff's going down. So,
right, guys. Thank you. Bye.
bye.